ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
It is an honor today to welcome a distinguished leader whose vision and expertise continue to shape the landscape of engineering, construction and facilities management. He is Mr. Sekhar Reddy, the founder and the managing director of Lexzander, who stands at the forefront of innovation and excellence in this critical sector, leading projects that not only build the structures but also build the futures. So, we are privileged to have him with us today to share his insights and journey.
This journey, I had to thank the leaders, the rulers, and of course, all the management I worked with for the support and for what I am today here. In fact, what the beautiful place we are living in, the world's #1 place to be in now.
Dear audience, welcome to Pearls of Union. In this program, we shed light on inspiring figures who have turned the challenges into opportunities and the dreams into achievements. Our inspiring guests are the shining pearls whose journeys reflect determination, vision, and success. Today, we meet another remarkable personality whose story will inspire us all. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Sekhar Reddy, the founder and the managing director of Lexzander. Welcome, Mr., and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me over.
Thank you. It is our pleasure. So, sir, today we will talk about an important field, which is the field of engineering, construction, and facilities management. But at first, we need to dive deep into your successful journey and to explore your visionary leadership. So, please, in the beginning, how would you describe the defining moments in your academic and professional journey?
So, I'm a mechanical graduate. I did my Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical. Then I did my post-graduation Masters in Air Conditioning. And of course, later I did my Executive MBA in Finance. So that's my education qualification. And of course, there's been quite a few certifications and other courses which I have done during the course of my journey. Because one good thing of this profession is you keep learning. Even to date, I learn. There's a lot to do, a lot to learn. So through the journey, of course, I graduated in '84, and then I worked for an Indian, defense company. That's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. They are into production of MiG engines, MiG fighter aircrafts. So I was the essential services engineer there. So in '88, I had opportunity in Bahrain. So I moved to Bahrain in '88. I was there 2 years as mechanical engineer. I worked for a local firm. And 1990 was the turning point when I joined the Nabuda group of companies in Dubai. And there I put in 24 years, joined as a project engineer. And in 2014, I moved out as the COO, Chief Operating Officer. And then for 3 years, I worked as a CEO, Chief Executive Officer for one more electromechanical company, Ilmec Electromechanical, and 2 years with Maidan as MS for MS Construction as head of projects. Then, of course, COVID came, and in 2021, I decided to be on my own, and that's where this company. In fact, it was set up in 2015 by my son, who himself is an entrepreneur on his own. So 2021, I took over, and that's the time I started, what do you call this, doing an active consultancy role, and as a lead advisor to the client, as also we call it as independent consultancy. So, and the last few years has been exciting because what I learned all these years, I'm trying to translate into what I could advise and see what best we could do on the upcoming, all of these challenging projects. So to start with, I would have done around 450 projects to date. I talk of multi-rise commercial buildings, residential buildings, 5-star hotels, around 50 5-star hotels are done here. Then district central cooling plants, airport runway lighting, infrastructure works. In fact, the first Emirates Road length of from Kusai, from Sonapur, we are done under Nabuda. I done the complete infrastructure related works to MEP, and then it's then Jablali Free Zone, the first infrastructure works there, and of course then the Emirates kitchen facility, the complete kitchen facility, which is serving all of Emirates aircrafts, was done by me. When I say me, my company, and of course right now I'm involved in high-rise, ultra-luxurious properties, wherein the clients are looking for a good quality product in terms of all-around requirement. So my current situation is like I give an end-to-end solution. That's right from concept to engineering to design, then procurement, and also during this journey I have a few license offices in the US, in Canada, in the UK, in Far East, in China. So these are the people who support me when I need some products which I need to contact directly. And plus also that I have done around, as I said, around 50 odd hotels, shopping malls and all. So there again, facility management has been one of my forte. So because again, after once you hand over the project, the client will be looking at support in terms of maintenance and related. So, and the journey doesn't stop. Like Madinat Jumeirah, one of the iconic projects which I have done here, that project was done in 28 months. And for me, it's a 300 million job. One of the best jobs I could claim in my career. And this particular project, if you see, it has everything, right from the concept to close out. We did well and we could deliver and also meet up to the timelines of our client, right from sheikhs to the local businessmen and of course also international companies. And the journey has been good, has been really good. And again, to claim a few, like in Abu Dhabi, I took over as general manager in 2008. That's the time when the recession hit, when the market slowed down. And we were just that time working only in Dubai. Our activity was purely in Dubai. Then we moved to started operations in Abu Dhabi and Ras Al Khaimah, and of course neighboring Emirates as well. Then I opened up office in Qatar. Okay, Qatar. Then from Qatar it was Morocco, and then Sri Lanka. And in India too, we were about to open. Then of course, that's the time I changed my company. So when I took over, my company turnover was around 650 million. And when I left the company, it was 1.5 billion. So that is a forte. Plus also, I had a staff of managing around 300 plus staff, around 4,000 workers. So, and of course, it was throughout GCC as well as I said, Sri Lanka and Morocco. And also, I did a startup for a very reputed company in India, in Bangalore. It was predominantly an electrical contracting company. I started their complete mechanical department, pan-India, and that started in 2019. And now it's one of the leading company in India. Of course, it was a good experience. It took over 3 years. But I then decided not to, for me, Dubai is my home. So I decided to continue more, concentrate more in Dubai than spread out in other places. And my latest, I must say, the project which excites me and which is the future of the market is going to be this data centers. When I say data centers, not the conventional type where you throw a cool air into a building and then you cool the equipment. So one of the major problem of this is it consumes a lot of power. And the size of data centers which are coming now, it is too huge, especially with the artificial intelligence, your gaming, cryptocurrency. With all this, the current the infrastructure in terms of power, they cannot take it up. So there is a better viable solution where it consumes 70% less power. That is called, we call it as chip cooling. We cool the chip to ensure that it takes more capacity and at the same time the power is less consumed. So, and also it is very environment friendly because it's if you see for example, a data center typically it has to operate around between 18 to 22 degrees. You got to maintain the temperature. Whereas the technology we are talking about, it can operate even in 40 degrees. So the beauty of this is it's not just for limited to a grown up or rather developed countries. You can set this up in Africa. You can set where power is an issue, and definitely the data centers are required for various in terms of storage and all that requirement. So that is the one which I believe, for this, we had a conference. Through this company, I had a conference in Dubai. We had almost around 250 delegates worldwide as well. We had an online presentation, and initially people did have question marks because always the change is a difficult thing for people to accept, and also because these are all very high end and very high revenue projects. I mean capital investment projects. Always there is they want to be sure before they get into this, and also this particular product I'm talking about is nothing new. Already it is very active in US, in partly in Europe, in China, and of course now it is getting more popular because of the demand for data centers, and also because of the power non-availability of power. So, and that's where when I had this conference, and one of the main institute, they call it as the Uptime Institute. They are the people who certify the data centers. So they were quite convinced, and they do agree that this is the way to move forward. And we did have a presentation in JITEX in 2023, and the response was really good. And of course, this is one product which is one of my, I can say, or could be one of my last journey in terms of my professional, giving something back to the market.
Yeah, to the community. It sounds really interesting. You have gained many experiences in the field and you kept pace with technological advancements. So you are expanding across many countries such as Sri Lanka, across the GCC also, and in Morocco. Yeah, so from a mechanical engineer to an entrepreneur, how was that shift? Absolutely, it wasn't an easy shift. There were obstacles and challenges. So could you please tell us about the toughest moments that you have faced as an entrepreneur and during the early stages of establishing your company?
To start with, in fact, as I said, I started my journey as a maintenance engineer in one of the big units in India. Then when the first opportunity in Bahrain was construction, wherein I'd never really had a first-hand, experience on that. But the 2 years was a real, I can say, a great learning curve for me in terms of knowing those, the few things what we read as a theory, maybe it's just one page. But when you go to practical, this one, it has so much of information and input and coordination required to ensure that the beauty of our industry is like, at least my MEP is, I can say that we make the buildings alive. Without us, there's no building. And also through the journey of the building, we are there. Till the building, maybe 30 years, 50 years, it could change its the inner part, but end of the day, MEP is the key element. So after the construction that a couple of years I had in Bahrain, coming to Dubai, and again, of course, it was a very young company, and the company was purely electrical contracting. They didn't have mechanical. I started the mechanical in Nabuda, in the branch of Nabuda company, and from there, right from a 150 staff, 150 manpower company, I took it up to 4,000. And in the process, what happened was, earlier it was purely, my responsibility was only, executing the projects, and that to only one entity, that is air conditioning. Then I moved from air conditioning, I got a good experience in plumbing. From plumbing to electrical, then the low current systems, then the gas, whatever is required for a project. So through the journey, on the construction part, I was able to get a good, feel and knowledge about it. And of course, I must thank all of the people who supported me in this journey, right from my management to my staff who supported me, the artisans or the workers who worked with me, the market, all the specialist vendors, and also in terms of the clients who supported. Of course, not that we didn't make any mistakes. There are quite a few mistakes, but we could quickly get into it and then sort it out. So then from the construction part, then I took more interest in the engineering part. Then how do you procure, the procurement part, and also how do you design. And before designing, the client could have many ideas. Maybe this building, it could be just a office building. Later he wants to change to a hotel apartment or a hotel. So things could change. So the one element which has a massive role in the project is MEP. And it's almost 30 to 35% of the project cost, and also later 80% of the projects, the building's healthiness depends on MEP. Then again, from there, I moved on to the facility management. Again, my first journey was facility management, so that I took on facility management. Then the next step was in terms of development of people. Here is one interesting thing which I can share, that in 2004 onwards, there was a huge demand for technicians, and currently the market is facing the same situation, and there's heavy shortage of the manpower, and especially qualified technicians. And whatever we are trying to source from overseas, of course, predominantly from Asian subcontinent and Far East and bit of African from Middle East as well, we found the quality of workmen was not to the requirement as what we are looking at. One beauty of Dubai is it is local but with international standards. So that is where, when we want to show that this is a unique market, unique place, and for the current where Dubai stands in terms of the saleability or in terms of its brand, okay, I must say that it's a team effort, and in the team we also played a part in showing these beautiful, magnificent buildings which have come up. And again, the transformation in 90s after the Gulf War, it was more of a local market, but from 1999 it became international, and from there on we never looked back. And now if you see, the world looks up to Dubai. For anything, the world looks up to Dubai. Absolutely. And again, it's just not for the beauty, okay, but for all the wide what opportunity it gives. Not only that, I must say that Dubai, not now, since I can say more than 20 years, it has become the gateway to GCC. Not only to GCC now, it become gateway to the world in every sense. And of course, the key elements of Dubai always has been construction, tourism, okay. So of course there are other elements as well, and that is where we stand out in terms of what we deliver. So naturally, when we are having such a huge responsibility, we got to show that, not we had to walk the talk. So that is very important in terms of our industry. And also, you're as good as yesterday. Today you make one mistake, your reputation is gone. You are, like, for the people do, and they invest. For what all people are investing here, they are investing their life savings. So it's our responsibility to ensure that we give a quality product. And that's where I have a role to play. And that's where I come back to this, when we had issues of technicians, then I joined hands with the Pan-India IIT, that is Indian Institute of Technology, Alumni, and we started a training institute in India that we train 100 students every 3 months. We train them, we take them through the complete how we do the construction here, like for a plumber, electrician, a ductman. So to show them how the works are done here. So the beauty of that is, and also what we did was we literally recreated in a local, there's a institute where we recreated the construction of a room, construction of a plant room. So people can see, and also we showed them videos. Also we showed them Dubai is not just, going good shopping malls and all. We showed them it has heat, it has dust, that work in extreme conditions, and their camps where they live. So basically, we did not want them to feel totally lost when they come. So earlier what was happening was, of the people we are bringing, say 100, we used to lose almost 60 to 70 because of the challenges they were facing. The families were not there. So, and they have so much of a work pressure, and it's a 24/7 work. Sometimes I do remember there was a breakdown in the airport. I worked for 72 hours straight. Okay, 72 hours straight to set things right. So that is where, when we showed all this, what they are going to expect. So that brought in a lot of comfort. And these 100 people, when we brought them in, it was, I can say, a game changer. In fact, right now we talk of skill development and all, which we started this years back. And after seeing us, then other people also have started, not just only in construction, even for hotel industry, for the initial training, so that when the trainee comes in, he feels at comfort. Same thing we did with the trainee engineers, young engineers. I took a lot of our own Emirati engineers and our other youngsters. One of the basic challenges for them was language. They are good, they are smart, but when it comes to language, they are a bit weak. So we used to conduct special classes for them. Of course, this is after the office hours, and also conduct those small trainings and also personality development. So with this, when the person goes, in fact, I must say, of the best of the 20 companies, MEP companies in Dubai, around 8 companies, the people who worked as my project managers, they are heading those companies. They are now, so I'm proud that for what they achieved, purely their effort, but I believe not me, my management supported me in making that happen, so that we could, it's not just work all the time. It is, it is an all-round development, which is good for the market, and it is good for what we have been, assigned for.
So it's all about to give back to the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the major things here is that it is wellness. Now my current focus is on wellness, sustainability, energy management. These are my 3 elements, and also continuity. Especially it is like this, the team produces the product, they finish it, their job is done. After 1 year, your defects are over, you don't see the contractor again. Then what will the client do? The client needs somebody to support him. So not all the clients can have a FM team, a facility management team. He needs a support through the journey of the building, and also day-to-day issues, the maintenance, whatever it is. So that is where you need to set up, okay, like I also made it as a policy that whichever project we completed, some of my workers, I used to give them to the client and say, please keep them, because they knew the building, they have done the building. Tomorrow any issue, not that others can't do it, for what these people can do it in 5 minutes, others will take 5 hours. So that's the advantage the client had. So it's only that creating that confidence and comfort. And that's why in fact, my company was the top 5 companies when I was in Abu Dhabi. And clients used to come to us, then we going to the clients. And thankfully that also created, of course it did, as for a personal thing also, it did help me. And even to date, people remember me, and whenever I walk in, and for whatever assignments I've been taking up since I started on my own, that journey helped me. And for MAG Properties, for 1 year I was their advisor, and for the 4 iconic projects which are coming up, I did the complete engineering, complete setup, so that whoever goes and builds it, they'll not have any issues. Now I'm with Distinguished Real Estate, and I'm totally committed to them in terms of developing their projects. And of course, already 1 project is going to be handed over, 3 more projects are coming up. And at the same time, I'm not just limiting myself to those projects, I'm also looking at possible data center development. And also now we call it as a containerized solution. That is, you think of a container, your 20 feet, 40 feet containers. In this, we develop a complete plant, and I send it as a unit to, say, somewhere in African country. They have to just power it up, and they have a data center. They can run a bank, they can run a building, no problem.
Yeah, this is your next step.
Yes, that's already, we are almost there. I think it is happening, for sure it is happening. Yeah. And thank you. And also, one of the challenges I faced when I started this unit was, people are appreciating, yes, you had the experience, you did fantastic projects, you have so many people around, but what is the support system you have which we can we can depend on. So to start with, what I started doing was taking up doing energy audit in terms of checking the healthiness of a building, like to check how is the air quality, how is the water quality, how is the noise, all this. And especially if you see all the buildings which have come up in the good time during 2005, 2008, I'm talking of Business Bay where we are sitting, Jumeirah Lake Tower, they already became old, mean they need servicing. The clients are looking for good maintenance, so they need somebody to guide them. They need an audit, complete audit of the building. So that I started doing. Plus also small projects where, like especially this boutique villas and all, where the client's requirement is very, very specific. So that if you go on a copy paste, it works in a commercial building, not in a boutique villa or a very high-rise, high-end villas and all. So that way there, the market, they were showing interest. So also I developed a small satellite teams which will support me in engineering, which will support me in construction, which will, so I can do the same service, not me alone, but I have a team of people. So that way I have developed around 30 odd companies supporting me. If I need somebody, for example, you have a requirement in your house for complete changing of air conditioning, no problem. What I do is I take your requirement, I do a complete assessment of it, and I also, one of the main things I do is that I ensure that you get your value for money. Also your budgets, not that everybody, it's end of the day it costs and it's money. So to make sure what really the client requires, I make sure that is what it is. Set in, then depute a team, they execute the work, then again I make sure that it is checked and handed over. And of course, again after handing over, the client has any problems, again supporting the client. So that is my way of looking at it. So that way it is very satisfying. It's very, it's end of day, you can sleep well.
Perfect. It's truly inspiring and interesting. So your services span project management, procurement, and facilities management. What sets your solutions apart in this competitive market?
See, again, this is when I say end-to-end solution, so just doing one part is not going to, I go back to my data center, my pet project, wherein initially in 2021, when I took up this project, I was one of the webinar, I was there. So I was asking the people. So they said, okay, I do the pod, a container. Okay, then who does the internal work? There's some other company. Who does the server? Some other company. Who does the complete electromechanical for this? Some other company. I said, sorry, why a client has to go to 4 different people? I would like to give one solution. If a client comes to me, I have to give a complete solution. Okay, and of course, not that I know everything, at least learn that or get information about that and give a complete package to the client. Then I leave it to the client what he would like to award or give to me. Like I play golf, it's my passion. So that's been a good journey for me. And that's one place where you meet people, and it's something, sports-wise, I've been quite a sports buff. I've been a university player. So right now it's golf. Golf has been my weekend. It's my, my getaway place. So a couple of my friends who were actually bankers, they wanted to start a project in Jumeirah Gulf Estate. It's a lovely plot. They wanted to set up around 100 villas plus for around 2.5 billion project. So the initial concept, initial setting up, all that, of course, again, I'm not limiting myself only to my MEP. I was advising them on the civil front, the builder front, the authority requirements, what all to be done. So that way, right from the start till they had, of course, selecting the consultant, selecting the contractor, all that I did for them. Now the building is almost, the project is almost done. Of course, I moved away once it was in safe hands for the project to continue. So, and that is where, as I said, we talk of, okay, like you said, procurement. So for a procurement, you need to have proper engineering. Because yes, you may say, okay, go and buy a table, but what's the size, what's the length, what's the width, what's the color? So that's what it is. Then procurement. Where from I procure? I procure from US, I procure from China, and what quality it is. And third is, in terms of construction, of course, it has to happen. Then comes your FM, maintenance. Okay, maintenance again for facility management. It is now we have this this other system. It's called computer aided facility management. That means I be at one place and I can manage 100 projects. This software also, it is, I am one of the promoter of this product, and of course for what it costs 10 times, now I'm able to do it within one time. That means again, see, as long it's best, it is good to have good systems, but it should be affordable as well. So if a client is having one building and I expect him to go and spend 2 million on some maintenance thing, it's not right. So instead, for example, like you have this operators who operate buildings. So they have a group of 20 buildings, okay, but each is a different client. Again, giving a solution of going for a full-scale facility management is not workable. Instead, you go for this computer-aided facility management. Then one guy can serve for 20, putting uniform systems, and it works. And that's what it is about. So that is what is the facility management about. And for all this to happen well, somebody need to manage this. See, there is, again, it's not just you go and you're talking of 4 different elements. There's a consultant, there's a contractor, there is a supplier, there is so somebody has to put the heads together. That is management. And in management also, like how do you, you make project specific, customized, and system integration. There are so many things which need to be done. So I need to be, at least when I'm talking to somebody, I'll be thinking 10 steps ahead. What next? What next? Because for me is to get the message across to the person who is doing the particular work. But I need to think also, for him to succeed, what I need to do before, what need to be done after. So this is something which, again, it's not me. It's my experience which has taught me. And I'm thankful, as I said, it's not, again, it's a team game. Individuals are not heroes here. It's the team. And also my real heroes are the people down, the workers, and my supervisors, the engineers who have made this happen. They always say that you will be pushed from bottom, not pulled from the top. So the way you rise totally depends on how well it is you manage all this part. And other element also is the human element as well, because we are heavily dependent on this the good hands. So it's important to keep them in good spirits to ensure that their welfare. So it becomes man management. So it is an all-around game plan, and that's what. So my journey, my day starts morning, 5 o'clock. I have 3 beautiful dogs. I take them out for a walk, so that 1 hour I think what I plan for the day. So once I'm in the car at 7:30, 8 o'clock I start. So till night 7, 8 the work goes on. And night while driving back home again, it's a close-out thing. Switch off, and again next morning. So that is the journey. It's everyday story.
And for your passion?
Sorry?
What do you do for your passion?
Passion is golf. Golf is one passion over the weekends. And of course, the 3 dogs, as I said, they keep me. And my wife, of course, she has a passion for horticulture and gardening and all. Support her in that. So yeah, and the day is done.
So, as you have mentioned, it's a team game, but also thanks to your dedication and thanks to your commitment to excellence, you have successfully built your journey, you have successfully built your company in this competitive field, actually. You have mentioned, sir, from the beginning of our episode that you are committed to excellence, that you keep pace with the technological advancements. So, with the rise of digital innovation, how do you leverage new technologies to enhance efficiency and quality?
Absolutely. See, if you currently, if I compare what we have been doing in the 90s, the current generation, what they are facilitated with, okay, the positive side is that they have everything in that small box. They open the computer, they get everything. But the main thing is, okay, fundamentals. Fundamentals are very, very important. And coming to the technology, I'm for one, yes, technology is something you got to look forward. And you see how you can link it up with what has happened before, how it can be transformed into reality. And in terms of, it's beautiful. You can see right now, any project, before we used to imagine, like a building, a tower, a hotel, we used to imagine, okay, this is where, the best we had was a 2D drawings. Now we have Rivet, we have 3D drawings. They take you through. In fact, they make if you go through this beautiful presentations what they make, literally the project is, they run through the project. So what happens here is that, so this you need to imagine. So, but as I said, that technology is definitely is the way forward. It gives a lot of, in fact, for us in our part, it has this the Rivet, we call it as the BIM modeling, has made it very easy in terms of, once you do the model, I get all my quantities. I need not measure like before. I know how the services are clashing with each other. So there's a lot of information which is available, which reduces the time in coordination, time in wastage of time, and for especially the guy who's going to install the stuff, it gives him a clear picture how he has to do his. Otherwise, because if you really see, when you open a ceiling of any project, your mind will be, it looks as if you can nicely finish off with the interiors, but the real quality of a project you got to see is when you open the ceiling. It is how well it is. It's again an artwork. It is how well it has been lined up, how well it has been allowed for maintenance. All this is very important. It's not just you install and the job is done. So this is where the 3D technology has helped. Plus also in terms of computer aided facility management, wherein you can do a 5-day data, I can do it in 5 minutes. And it keeps a track of the complete history. So you can always go back and see what happened 3 years back. And also it's not just, it is, you can also be somewhere say in Europe, still you know what is happening in your flat. So there are so much of things happening. So in terms of after you take up as a client, you have that benefit. And also in technology wise, you can say that the systems wise, definitely you have much. Before we used to call it as a 3-step system. That is, when you run a fan, you have to change the speed. Now it's not required. The fan has its own internal, it's called as the EC motor. So the technology has played a huge role in terms of not only fast tracking the requirement, not only satisfying the end user, and also in terms of energy management, in terms of saving power, saving water, all this is there.
So it has become a necessity.
Absolutely. So because let's accept that the demands are growing, but the resources are going down. Okay, now the most important thing is how you conserve water, how you conserve power, how you like a carbon emission, that is another challenge. And sustainable. So COP28, we are committed as a state that by 2030 we'll be taking almost 30%. We are committed as a carbon emission part from UAE. We are there. We are. I believe we are on the right track. And also, it's not only producing power. It is how you are consuming it. And this is one element where I added something which is simple but which is very effective. Especially if you see there's so much of residential properties which have come up. So what's happening in the residential properties is, like, I have wastewater. This wastewater, what happens is, okay, the water which goes from my wash basin, from my shower, from my kitchen, okay, I'm not talking of the WC, we call it as the soil water. The soil water can go to the municipality line, wherein it goes, it gets treated, they use it for all these plantations and all for irrigation. But the wastewater, I'm paying a huge bill for water, right? So that water, how can I make beneficial use of it? So I run a different line and I take it back through a simple filter which costs around I developed that filter. It's around 18,000 dirhams. You put that filter, you can use that water back for you can drink it as well. That will be that clean. So if you see, majority of your water consumption in your villa, other than the plantation is something, garden, but main thing is in shower, in your dishwashing and your kitchen, and of course your wash basin. And so this, even if you save 50%, so I can cut down my bill by that much. And with the element the return of, for what I'm investing, always even the common man will think, how will I get back that money? So this is something which is, I'm already pushing for the designer to accept it. See, I started my journey as a contractor. The contractor, if you see, it is a client, then you have the project management team, then you have the consultant, I'm the contractor. In contracting, again, I'm a MEP contractor. That means one more step down. Then we have the vendors. So for me to go and tell the guy and say, do this, is always a challenge. But now I'm in a position to say, because I have I must say that I'm working with clients who are very progressive, I'm able to put in these ideas and say, why don't we do this? Why don't we, in fact, the system what I told about this wastewater treatment, for each villa having its own treatment, couple of my friends already, they started that and they are benefited by that. So in a simple way, you can improve the the quality of life, and also in terms of the journey. You see, in terms of how you can give back to the society.
So, sir, with this extensive career in your field, what advice you would like to convey through our episode to young professionals aspiring to build a career in the same field, in the field of engineering, construction, and facilities management?
One of the important elements is to believe in yourself. And yes, there are so many other interesting fields, but this is one field wherein you can show, and the best part is that you can prove what you are, in terms of you are not just, I'm talking on the technical side, as a human, how you can give back to the society. And also in terms of, one of the things what I advise the young generation is to, it is good to have all the technology in place, but it needs a hands-on approach. And very important is in terms of respecting what is required, the overall what the end user is looking at, or what you are required to deliver, and your job is to ensure that it is done to the best of your ability. And also not every time you will be successful. Always you have to accept the negative results as well, but keep maintain a positive intent and keep moving forward. And one element of at least this construction field is it's a teamwork, it's not individuals play. And also everyone has a role to play, and we need to have that sort of understanding, the empathy, the cohesiveness, and also integrity plays a huge role in terms of how much you can deliver. And of course, end of the day, as long as you believe in yourself and you can deliver, sky is the limit.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. As we come to the end of our episode, I would like to invite you to share a message of appreciation and gratitude to the UAE and its rulers.
This journey, I had to thank the leaders, the rulers, and of course, all the management I worked with for the support and for what I am today here. In fact, what the beautiful place we are living in, and of course, the world's #1 place to be in now. Okay, so I think it's all because of their forethought. It's all because of their, the sacrifices they made, and ensured that always there is comfort, there is consistency, and also in terms of that hard work always pays. So that's what I could learn, and of course, for the comfort, me and my family are able to enjoy in this emirate. Okay, I'm always indebted to them, and I thank them, and I pray for their good health and prosperity.
Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of our program. Thank you for sharing your success story and your success journey. It was my pleasure talking with you today. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
We would like to sincerely thank our distinguished guest for this valuable discussion. We hope this episode has provided you with new insights and inspiration. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes for more enlightening conversations, and goodbye.